and awaits our reward in the eternal life.
Narration Style Guide, Mimar Sinan, Architect of Eternity. He built not just in stone, but in eternity. A soldier who became the architect of an empire. UNESCO World Heritage, the Selimiye Mosque in Edirne. The Selimiye Mosque in Edirne holds a special place in world culture. In 2011, it was added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. The site meets two key criteria: a masterpiece of human creative genius, a demonstration of an important stage in human history. Geographical reach. The works of Mimar Sinan are scattered across the lands of 8 modern nations: in Turkey, Istanbul, Edirne, and Bursa, and many other cities. In Bosnia and Herzegovina, the Mehmed Pasha Bridge. In Greece, a mosque on the island of Rhodes. In Hungary, a mosque in Buda. In Iraq, structures in Baghdad. In Syria, a complex in Damascus. In Saudi Arabia, restoration work on mosques in Mecca. In Kosovo, a mosque in Pristina. Technical ingenuity. Earthquake resistance. Foundations reinforced with lead pads that absorb tremors. Acoustics. Resonator jars built into the walls to ensure perfect sound. Lighting. In the Selimiye Mosque, 999 windows create a unique play of light. Ventilation. Hidden channels in the domes allowed constant airflow. Sinan's philosophy, the 3 pillars of great architecture. Harmony with nature. His buildings seem to grow organically out of the landscape. Sacred geometry, the use of the golden ratio and advanced mathematical precision. Function above all. Every column, arch, and window served a clear practical purpose. The Shehzadeh Mosque, first step to immortality. Built in memory of Prince Mehmed, who died at the age of 22. Innovations included a central dome 19 meters across, supported by 4 semi-domes, and the first use of massive elephant foot columns that concealed the load-bearing system. Legend says Sinan personally tested the acoustics, clapping his hands in different parts of the hall. The Süleymaniye Mosque, symbol of the Golden Age. Its dome soars 53 meters high. 138 windows fill the space with what seems like divine light. 4 minarets with 10 balconies symbolize Sultan Süleyman as the 10th ruler of the Ottoman dynasty. Its engineering marvels include a chimney system that drew away candle soot while circulating fresh air, 64 resonator jars embedded in the walls for flawless acoustics, a lead-padded foundation that absorbed seismic shocks. The Selimiye Mosque, an architectural symphony. It was Edirne. Sultan Selim II sought to surpass the mosques of Istanbul. Its dome spans 31.5 meters, 1.5 meters wider than Hagia Sophia's. Minarets reach 83 meters, the tallest in the Ottoman Empire. Near the mihrab, columns are slightly inclined, creating an illusion of infinite space. Sinan himself declared, "In the Selimiye, I reached perfection. Here I have surpassed Hagia Sophia." Sinan, the universal engineer, master of water systems, The Makhlova Aqueduct, built between 1554 and 1562, extended 36 kilometers to supply Istanbul with water. Its slope was just 1/10,000%, calculated without modern tools. The Kircheshme network stretched 55 kilometers, including 35 bridges and 12 reservoirs. Bridges that defy time. The Mehmed Pasha Bridge in Visegrad, Bosnia, 11 arches spanning 179 meters, survived 12 floods and 3 wars. The Büyükçekmece Bridge near Istanbul was built in only 28 days for Suleiman's army. Saving Hagia Sophia. After the earthquake of 1573, Sinan strengthened Hagia Sophia with flying buttress-like counterforts, reinforced its foundations with lead piles, and added 2 minarets to balance the load. The man behind the legend. Sinan married Fatma Khatun and had 2 daughters, one of whom wed a scholar who was his close friend. Contemporaries described him as a humble workaholic who dressed simply. Some sources claim he lived to 118, though this is doubtful. Sinan's school, students, and legacy. His pupils included Davut Aga, architect of the Blue Mosque, and Sedefkar Mehmed Aga, creator of the Topkapi Palace's final layout. Sinan's maxim, an architect must know astronomy to calculate shadows and music to understand harmony. Sinan and Michelangelo, a dialogue of cultures. Sinan's style embodied Ottoman classicism, geometric precision, symmetry, and restraint. Michelangelo represented the high Renaissance, monumentality, movement, and emotional expression. Their greatest works, Sinan's Selimiye Mosque in Edirne, with its 31.5-meter dome, and Michelangelo's St. Peter's Basilica in Rome, a symbol of Renaissance architecture. For Sinan, architecture was service to God and society, blending utility with sacred purpose. For Michelangelo, art was born when hand, mind, and heart were united, with an emphasis on creative freedom. Both left enduring legacies. Sinan standardized Ottoman architecture with more than 375 structures, from bridges to hospitals, while Michelangelo paved the way for the Baroque in Western Europe. Sinan in popular culture. In the TV series Magnificent Century, Sinan was portrayed by Gurkan Uygun. Orhan Pamuk's novel My Name is Red mentions his methods. In the game Civilization VI, the Ottoman Empire features the unique Sinan Madrasa. Restoration, the battle for heritage. Challenges include a shortage of skilled stonemasons and the use of concrete instead of traditional mortar. Successes include the restoration of the Süleymaniye Mosque between 2010 and 2019, which returned the mosaics to their original brilliance, and laser scanning of the Selimiye, producing a full three-dimensional model. Final years and death. Sinan continued to oversee projects until his last days. He died in Istanbul at about the age of 100 and was buried in a modest tomb of his own design beside the Süleymaniye Mosque. Why Sinan matters today. The life of Mimar Sinan is a lesson in how talent, hard work, and state support can create timeless masterpieces. In our age of disposable
We served
buildings,
for the
he
sake of
reminds us
Allah
that true
and await
architecture
our
is a
reward
dialogue
in the
with
eternal
eternity.
life. We served for the sake of Allah and await our reward in the eternal life.
Mimar Sinan, the greatest architect of all time, the genius of the Ottoman Empire who defied the centuries. The most renowned Turkish builder, Mimar Sinan, was born on the 29th of May, 1489, in the village of Ahurnas near Kayseri. He passed away on the 9th of April, 1588, in Istanbul. He is also known by many names: Koca Mimar Sinan Ala, Sinedin Yusuf, and Abdülminanoğlu Sinan. Sinan, the towering figure of Ottoman architecture, became the symbol of the 16th century, an era now known as the Classical Ottoman period. Throughout his lifetime, he designed, supervised, and built nearly 400 structures. During breaks between military campaigns, he studied monuments from different cultures, continuously refining his craft. Koca Sinan, born in the village of Ahurnas in Kayseri with his exact birth date unknown, was a Christian boy recruited during the reign of Selim the Grim around 1512 or 1513. He was selected for the Janissary Corps. In the year 1538, he was appointed chief architect, a position he held for 50 years. Starting in 1539, Sinan served as the imperial court architect under Sultan Süleyman the Magnificent, creating masterpieces until his death in 1588. According to various sources, he was involved in as many as 400 projects. Mainly in Istanbul, but also across Anatolia and the European territories of the empire, Sinan built mosques, masjids, madrasas, Quran schools, mausoleums, public kitchens, aqueducts, bridges, caravanserais, and public baths, structures of many types and purposes. Of course, given the immense scale of his work, he couldn't have physically built them all. It is believed